Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode on SkizzleCraft. Today we are at the base doing a little bit more building. Now I wasn't quite sure what to do. I've had a few days just kind of wandering around doing small things. Did a little bit of the terraforming for the water area and also in the earth area. As you can see all the darker green is moss. And then I've been looking at the map trying to think what I needed to do today. And I think this area seems the most empty, although, there is only one house here and the watermill and then the decoration with the fountain we did. This area we do only have the tower and the wind turbines. Yes, the earthen area is actually not too bad. Now we've got this, we've got the apartments in, we've got the big garden, and we've got the houses in this section. There's still a lot of space to fill out, but this is looking a little bit plain out here. This is what we've got. So we started the houses up here, and we've got the library, and then I did all the terraforming, and then nothing else happened. Obviously we've got the pathways and the lights. So I think we need to start doing some buildings in here. This is the entrance down to the skeleton farm, which needs doing something with because at the minute it's not even a bubble elevator, it's just water thrown in. Yeah, it's not even blocked off. So something that needs doing with this at some point, but that is not for today because I need to make a nice entrance and exit to it and then build a building around that. But another problem I have been having, if we go back into the pyramid, is smelting. So if we head in here, we've got my little smelter, super smelter that I built here. I can't really see it from down here, but yeah, it's not the best design. Quite a few items get stuck down in. Actually, let's free cam down here. Get stuck down in the hopper, down in the chest down here. It doesn't actually completely empty, and then yeah, if I'm trying to smelt a specific number of items, it gets a little bit annoying because then I have to go down and empty it manually, and it's just too much work. It's a pain. It's not very good, and I was thinking about moving it and building something proper and actually not having it in the pyramid here. So I'm not going to be building my own design. I'm going to be using a video tutorial for the actual design of the smelter, and then I'm going to be building a blacksmith on top of it. So I've been playing around in creative with a colour palette and everything for a design, and I want the blacksmith to be quite large but not too big. I don't want it to be bigger than like we've got some of these things over here, but it's probably going to fill this section here up to the hill. So up to this bit and up to the pathway is probably about the size I'm looking at. And then I'm going to dig it down, and the actual super smelter is going to be under the ground here, which means I need to do some digging. Colour palette, we're going to be sticking with the reds and a little bit of yellow and orange thrown in for the fire theme, and then including some deep slate and blackstone and stuff like that, just as a contrast, because I didn't think whites and stuff would go very good with the blacksmith. So I've been gathering some resources, but I'm not quite finished yet, so I'm going to head out. So all my resources for the blacksmith building is done. I'm going to head out and just place these out here. But the first thing I need to do before we actually start the building is dig in the hole. And to do that, I need to figure out how big the actual super smelter is going to be, because I don't want to dig out a hole that's too big. I just need just enough space for it, and then a bit of space for me to get around if I need to go down and do any fixing. So I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time now trying to find a design that I like and that hopefully works and isn't too big. But I think before we do that, we're going to get rid of this one. So now I've got this area dug out, and well, I kind of decorated it a little bit, just did some basic walls because it was probably easier decorated before I have redstone around, especially as I use some coral, so I've been playing with water. I've got to do the ceiling, but for now it's perfectly fine. So I'm not quite sure whether I want to build the actual super smelter first, or if I want to build the blacksmith first. And you see I've just done the outline, the size of it here. So we've got the entrance on this side. This whole section here is going to be kind of open, and then the main house section of it is going to be here, and then some decoration around the outside, which I'll do at the end. But I think it might actually be easier to build the building first, and then I know exactly where I want the chests to go for import and output and everything, and fuel, instead of building the super smelter and having to try and move it around to fit, because I'm not quite sure which direction I'm going to build it. I'll have to figure that out after I've got the building done, whether it'll be furnaces facing this way and then inputs, hoppers and everything on this side, or yeah, the other way around. But it's going to be somewhere around here. If we, yeah, yeah. So it's actually going to be quite central where the chests are going to be. So I need to make sure that the hoppers and things for fuel and the input and everything are in this side of the room. So I'll figure that out later. I've got a load of resources. This is just the stuff from the old smelter. I probably need more than that because I'm going to be building it a little bit bigger. But I think I'm going to get started on the building first. So I think I'll get the frame of this built up. I might jump a little bit back into. I might get the frame built up and then go and do the actual smelter before I decorate it. But we'll see. It's going to be a little bit of hopping back into and just seeing what I feel like doing. So I think we'll start grabbing some of these resources and get the frame built up. There we got the frame complete. Well, not completely done. I've still got to do the roof. It looks a little bit odd at the minute. There's going to be a lot of stone. I really should have lit this thing up. There's going to be a lot of different stone for the roof. I've not added that just yet since the holes in it. And then I need to do the barriers around this. This is all going to be closed off, kind of like a wall. And then there's a lot of decoration and stuff. I need to do the doorways. There's a doorway here and a doorway on this side, but this is just the basic frame. I've started adding a little bit of the details in, but not a lot. And then this is going to be like a fire area, like the furnace thing, which is why I've left the hole up here for the chimney. That's the word I was looking for. So all this is going to be covered. I just need to gather a little bit more deep slate and stuff that I didn't quite have enough of. I thought I had a lot, but I've been using it. So yeah, I need to go get some more, but that shouldn't take too long to go down and grab a few stacks of that. But yeah, I was originally gonna just build the frame up and then go down and build the actual smelter, but right now I'm in the mood to finish this. Now I've started, I don't really want to stop. I want to get the whole thing done, so we're going to continue on with this. Next thing I'm going to do is the roof once I've got a bit more deep slate, and then we can start adding in all the decorations. Now it's looking a little bit better with the roof on, bit more, well, a bit more detailed. It's still not fully detailed, but with the roof on it doesn't quite look so strange with the different colours. You can see here with the orange and the red, it doesn't actually stand out too much that it's a mixture like it did without the roof. And then I'm just starting on the detailing now. I've got hoppers around as the barrier. I'm hoping that's okay. It doesn't seem to be causing any lag right now, but I think if they get any problems in the future, I might have to change the hoppers out for something else, but it's not really that many. We've got a little bit of detailing started. I'm going to be doing some kind of benches and then boxes here, and then a little area here, and probably along. As you can see, I added the tough bricks in the locations as if they'd be walking around, so the well-worn areas like this. I was just starting on a chair here. This is going to be the furnace. So we're going to have just the seat here like this, and then I'm going to be having like an anvil and a cauldron and some other like random stuff. But right now I need to start building this up. So this is going to go up at this size, and then once we hit near the ceiling, it's going to go in a little bit narrower, and it's going to probably go up to about the same height as this part of the roof. But I just need to go grab a few more blocks. I haven't brought many of the actual brick blocks out, so I need to go get that. And then inside is not decorated, but like I said, this is just going to be the area that goes down into the super smelter eventually. This up here, couldn't figure it out with the ladder, so I've just added the vines in and then a ladder to get up to the top. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put up here yet. I might actually just put some chests up here and have just extra fuel up there that doesn't need to be in the system, or doesn't fit in the system. I do have the kelp farm smelting constantly, so at some point we're going to have way too many kelp blocks to actually just fit in the system. But that is where I'm up to right now, so I just need to go grab some more bricks, which I don't think I actually have in the storage system. So I might need to go do a little bit of mining or smelting or something. I need to go get those sorted, and then we can start adding the rest of the details into this section. So there we have the building complete, and I really like the way this looks, including the deep slate and tough mixed in with the little bit of black mixed in with this colour palette. It looks really nice, and I think it fits perfectly, even though it isn't really futuristic style. But once I started getting going in here, I think sticking with the elemental theme rather than the futuristic style kind of fit a little bit better, especially once I did the watermill. And this actually kind of fits in with the similar style of the watermill, but using the block palette, and I really like this. Now this isn't my own design completely. I found one on YouTube from Grey Sun Builds, who built a fantasy blacksmith, and I really liked the design, so I used that and kind of changed it around to my own block palette, changed things like the chimney and some other small changes, and the decoration in here I've changed around a bit, so all the colours are completely different. But I'll link that video in the comments down below, or in the description down below, then you can go and see the original, and I really think this turned out quite nice. Now there's a couple of small things left to do. First things first is we need to light the furnace. We've already got a bit of smoke going on, but yeah, let's get this thing lit. There we go. So then we've got the furnace lit and all the decorations in. It would be cool if we could have like hammers and stuff hang up hung up here. I have left this chain free. I thought about putting something on that, like smithing table or something, but I want to be going to trial chambers soon, and if I can get a couple of hammers, I might actually use one of them on an armor stand hanging there, or something else. I'll try and figure out something that can fit on that chain, but then we need some tools or some things kind of around this area to decorate, but I need to figure out what I want to do for that. The other thing I need to do is to wax the signs. So we've got 2 on the chairs there, and then we have a little row up here for decoration, if I can find them. There they are. So we just need to wax these to prevent lag, and that is the perfect place to put this. So that's why we wax our signs. And that is this part of the build done. So I'm going to clean up all these shulker boxes, and then I need to get working on the actual smelter. Now, I am no good at redstone. I am absolutely awful at redstone, so I will be using a tutorial. I'm not sure which one yet. I'm going to have a look around and find one that I think works for what I want and fits in the size I've got down below. I don't really want to take up any more space than what I've done, because that goes directly up to this path and actually fills about the same amount of space as the blacksmith does. So if we can find a good tutorial for that, then we can start building. I will need to gather some resources, but that shouldn't take too much work to get. Now I finally got this complete. It's actually been nearly a month since I built this, and I've not really been online that much. A couple of days after that last clip, I had a fever, got a chest infection, lost my voice, couldn't speak, and it's only in the last few days where I've actually sounded like myself again. I've looked back at that last clip and I can kind of hear, well, my voice sounded a little bit weird to me, it did anyway. So I've not really been online much, been resting, sorting things with the kids out, and just kind of, yeah, passing Christmas. Trying to be healthy enough to have Christmas and New Year, but this is fully complete. Now I have been playing around a little bit with the doors, because I had trapdoors here and everything, and then the space I had for the inputs was then triggering these trapdoors, and it was really annoying, so I've just opened this section up. It doesn't really matter too much to me. So we've still got the doorway here, and then around this side is just well, kind of an archway. So we've got the input going in here and the fuel input going in this way, and I've put buttons on, so if I just need to send a single minecart, so if I'm not using that much, I don't need to have the levers on all the time, which that was on as is. And then if I've got a lot to do, I've added the lever as well. This one annoyed me. This is the input for the furnaces, but because I've just done it with the one rail, so it bounces back and two as long as it's switched on, it was actually putting more into the furnaces than it was taking out of the chest per run, which means not all the furnaces were working. So I've removed the lever. Well, I've got the lever so I can turn it off, but when the lever is turned on, I've just got an etho hopper clock under there, so that gives it time. It'll turn it off for about 30 seconds and just give it time to fill up, and I've tested it a few times, mostly here with I just put a load of netherrack in it to get some nether brick, and it seems to be working fine. It actually gives it just enough time to go along and fill each of the furnaces up quite equally. I've just put levers on, so if I need to come down and repair tools at any time, these are probably going to have quite a lot of XP in them. I don't really need it that often, so just a little extra way to fix my tools. But While I was sick, I have been playing a little bit, not doing too much. I didn't do any building. I kind of left the base as it was since I couldn't speak. So I went out to do some trial chambers since I've not done them before. I have a little bit of recording, but I'm not going to put the recording I got in it. I just did replay mods, but it was very disappointing, unfortunately. I went out to the one I could find in we have a resource world that gets reset every few months because obviously there's so many people on, we don't want to destroy the main overworld. And I kind of went out to the trial chamber that I knew about and took the potion, the Bad Omen potion with me and got absolutely nothing, and it wasn't really the best. There wasn't too many of the spawners in there. So, yeah, I didn't get a heavy core, I didn't get anything good, so I didn't bother keeping the recording for that. I did spend quite a few hours clearing out the copper from the trial chamber. I did check with everyone, it was fine, but as the world was getting reset, I just cleared out all the copper from the trial chamber. And then when they reset the mining world, I went and found a few villagers and found a couple more trial chambers in the new world, which were a bit better. They were a bit bigger, and I still ended up with nothing good. I got some diamonds. That's about it. I do have a few clips from that. I can find them and I'll add them in a few minutes. But this here is what we got from clearing out the first trial chamber. So I think we'll be fine for copper for a while. So these are just the normal copper blocks we've got here, and they're all waxed. And then we've got the grates. I've got some of the chiseled copper, some slabs, some small things there. Oxidized copper. It would have took me a long time to get all this oxidized if I'd just done it with mining. And that's not it. We've got some more here. So we've got more than double chest of the oxidized copper, tons of the cut copper as well. I mean, if you think these split into 4, and I generally use the cut copper first, so it's like 4 double chests of cut copper oxidized, and then more than 4 double chests of the normal copper. So I think we're done for a while. So again, we've got some grates, some trapdoors, lots of stairs, and then these are the bulbs from around it as well. So we've got plenty of the copper bulbs as well. And then we did get one banner pattern, but yeah, I'm gonna have to find space for that because I've only got one single double chest for copper in the storage. I might actually just put it all into shulker boxes. I've got plenty in there, and yeah, clear this out. But next time I want to do something else in here. Now I've removed the old furnace. I feel like we need something else over in this section. We do have the 4 little farms over in the earthen section. Obviously the wind section is where we've got all our storage. We've got the 2 in the fire section over here, and I think we need at least one more thing here. So, and there's probably farms that I need to build. I need to sit and look at my list of farms that I've not got and figure it out. But I'm probably going to clear this section out before then and build something over here. I know this is underneath the actual grass rather than directly underneath the pyramid, but I think if I clear this grass out so it's level with down here, I can start building. And now I'm thinking about it, I might actually build a wool farm in the next episode, because I know I do have a couple of sheep up in the dome at the top, and we have a couple of sheep over in the house out here, but I keep running out of wool when I need it, and I switch colours and I have to stand and wait for ages. So I think I'm gonna clear the sheep out of this and just decorate the house as normal. I'll just leave the 2 up there, and just when the shears run out they can just stay as they are, and I'm going to build a full 16 colour sheep farm underneath here, and then we can have it auto sorting underneath, and then we can build another little building up here and have all the wool coming up sorted into this section. Maybe we'll do shulker loaders so it sorts underneath and just comes up in shulker boxes. I'm not quite sure just yet, but that is what I need to do now. But for building today, that's all I've got time for, guys. I'm going to put some of the videos I've got from the trial chamber in and let you enjoy that.
Okay, so on the way to the trial chambers, I actually found a desert temple, so I thought I'd go in and loot that before I went down. Unfortunately, the main loot had already been taken by someone else, but they hadn't done any of the archaeology stuff, so I thought I'd come in with a brush before I went down in the trial chambers, and I did get a few pottery sherds, and then a bit of gunpowder, a few emeralds. Not really that much. The pottery sherds obviously being the best parts, and I don't need sniffer eggs or anything like that. So that was kind of the best I would need from it anyway. Unfortunately, a lot of my footage from the trial chambers. Now I'm editing this. It's actually missing. I don't know if I pressed the wrong button. I've got some random replay mod files of me standing there doing nothing. So I've kind of got a feeling that I was recording and then I pressed stop record when I went down into the trial chamber, unfortunately. So I do have a bit of footage, which I'll show in a minute, of me going in the very first trial chamber, but that was without the potion. And just doing a little bit. I've not got a lot of footage, so I'll show you a little bit of that. But I do have a clip of the loot I got afterwards. So we'll head up to the trial chamber like this, and then we'll jump to that and have a look at the loot we got from all these different things. There was a pillager outpost not far away as well, so that added to the loot we got.
So after looting the trial chamber that you're seeing, it wasn't a very big one. There wasn't actually many of the spawners in there. I logged off for the night, came back on. I still had about 12 minutes of the bad omen left, so I just went around quickly and did a couple more, but I didn't record it. So I did get a little bit more loot than what you saw in the clips there, but not that much. This is kind of the total of what we've got from our exploring today. Obviously, not all of it is from the trial chambers. Some of this is from the pillager outpost, some of it is from the desert temple, but most of it is from the trial chambers. That needs to go in here. I can put my emeralds in. I did throw a lot of emeralds on the floor because I ran out of inventory space, but as you can see, we've got a bit of diamond armor, diamond horse armor, some diamonds. We've got the glow banner pattern from, I think that was from the desert temple, or possibly the pillager outpost, one of them anyway. And then we got the flow banner pattern from the trial chamber. We've got enchanted golden apple and 2 normal golden apples, stocked up on a few more bad omen potions, which we've actually got all 5 levels now. So we have 2 level 5 ones. It will be fun to go and do them. I could try one solo and then save the other one until I can get a group of people on. That shouldn't be in there. So we've got a few wind charges. We've got the sentry armor trims that we found. So not really a lot. Unfortunately, we didn't get the heavy core, so we can't make a mace, but I attempted to go back and kind of empty my inventory, empty the shulker boxes and stock up on some stuff and come back and do the other one, because that one I've just emptied was this one. And I'm not sure if I found all the loot boxes, whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called, where you put the ominous key in, that place. But I think I got all of them. There wasn't that. I think there was only 4 or 5 in there. But this one is, I think, from what I could see sticking my head in, it looked a bit bigger. So I might go back and try this one here solo, possibly, or I'll see. I might message people on Discord and see if anyone wants to come on and do it as a group. That might be a little bit more fun. But for now, I'm going to head back to the base. Home sweet home, and it's night time as always when I get back here. It's very quiet on the server. There is someone online at the minute, but the last like 3 or 4 days I've been on my own on the server, and I don't know whether people are taking a break. This is kind of annoying. That's better. I don't know whether people are taking a break or if it's just because, well, it's December. People are busy for Christmas and everything. So hopefully people will be online soon so we can start doing stuff with other people instead of just being solo. So let's get all this emptied.